I do own another piece of land, but the land that I own is between my exes and my brother. It is 7 acres, and there is no water. It's not by the ocean, it's not by anything. There's no brook on it, there's no water at all on it. So if you go to Google Maps, you will find the piece of land between my exes, which is Daniel and Justin's father, and my brothers. And that would be on the Lansdowne Road, not the Lansdowne Station Road. Repeat, the Lansdowne Road. And to correct Haley and whoever else, the piece of blanket was found on the Lansdowne Road, not the Lansdowne Station Road. I cannot answer questions about that blanket because I was not here when it was supposed to be found. I'm just hearing where she said it was. I'm correcting her that it was the Lansdowne Road. The only time that I was here to have any part of the blanket was when the cops, RCMP, came here and asked about the blanket to Daniel. Daniel and Justin did go to the garbage and showed the RCMP officers the rest of the blanket. And I can vouch for the blanket being put in the garbage because I seen the day that Daniel put it in the garbage because I told him not to bag it too heavy. So Daniel did put the blanket in the garbage.
This isn't just another transfer rumor. It's about a player showing real flair, making 33 Premier League appearances for a relegated side, scoring twice, and adding a memorable FA Cup brace against Swansea. Senior players and pundits praise his balance, dribbling, and ability to draw defenders and create space. But now Everton's in a race against time. Manager David Moyes says they are running out of time to bring in wide reinforcements, despite having funds after the Friedkin Group takeover. If you want every twist and turn of the transfer window told with heart and real insight, subscribe now and hit the bell so you never miss an exclusive deep dive into the biggest moves and the brightest young talents in the game. Everton's summer transfer window has felt like a frantic sprint down the final straight, with a scramble for reinforcements coming up against the clock. Their recent bid of £27 million for Southampton's emerging winger Tyler Dibbling was toned down flat, and that moment has come to symbolize both the club's hunger for fresh creativity and the challenges of securing young talent in today's market. The Toffees remain undeterred. Reports suggest they'll up their offer. But this opening salvo has ignited a broader story about ambition, youth potential, and the delicate chess game that plays out behind closed doors at Premier League boardrooms. Dibbling's rise has been quick but not entirely unexpected. He broke into Southampton's first team as a teenager, making 33 Premier League appearances in a season that ultimately ended in relegation. Even in a struggling side, he showed flashes of brilliance. He scored twice in the league and delivered a memorable brace against Swansea City in the FA Cup's third round. Such performances did not go unnoticed. Now 19 and an England under-21 international, he's drawn interest from a raft of Premier League clubs who see in him the kind of natural flair and technical ability that can unlock stubborn defenses. When Everton tabled their initial bid, it carried a clear message. We have the money, we see the talent, and we want you to help us build something new. Yet Southampton's hierarchy felt that £27 million undervalued a player they regard as a genuine long-term asset. Their youth academy has produced stars time and again, and they weren't about to sell their bright prospect for less than they believe is worth. This reveals a lot about Southampton's stance. Even after the disappointment of relegation, they remain committed to nurturing and protecting young talent rather than sacrificing pieces too cheaply. Everton's predicament is equally revealing. Manager David Moyes has publicly admitted the club is running out of time to strengthen the squad, despite having money to spend following new investment. They've brought in a couple of promising names, Thierno Berry, Adam Asnew, Mark Travers, but they've also seen custodians like Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Abdoulaye Doucouré depart, leaving holes in attacking thrust and midfield steel. An attempt to sign Kenny Teat from Fulham fell through when the Dutch defender chose security over a switch. Now Moyes and sporting director Marcel Brands find themselves juggling limited windows, lofty expectations, and the reality that snapping up top-flight experience can be expensive and complicated. That's why Dibbling has become such a focal point. He represents a bridge between present needs and future promise. He's young, motivated, and at an age where regular first-team football can accelerate his development. Everton scouts have clearly seen the same qualities that BBC Radio Solent's Adam Blackmore highlighted when talking to senior pros and ex-players. Terrific balance, poise under pressure, surprising strength for his frame, and dribbling so close to the boot that he can lure opponents into diving challenges before flicking away. An echo of Jack Grealish's craft. That combination of physicality and delicate touch is rare at 19, and it's exactly what Everton's wide areas have lacked. Last season was a steep learning curve for Dibbling. Southampton's slide down the table meant every week brought fresh pressure. Injuries niggled him at inopportune moments. The team's overall inconsistency weighed on his confidence, and he learned firsthand that raw talent alone doesn't guarantee results in the Premier League. Yet even in those hardships, he produced moments of genuine quality, an instinctive first-time finish here, a weaving run past two defenders there. Those flashes hinted at his ceiling, a player with the capacity to tame tight games with a moment of improvisation. Off the field, Dibbling's character shines through as quietly as his talent sings on it. He's described as thoughtful, humble, never one to chase headlines. He spent part of his youth at Chelsea's academy but returned to Southampton because he preferred the environment and believed it suited his growth better. That decision speaks volumes. He's willing to sacrifice short-term glamour for long-term development. For Everton, that trait is a blessing. They want players hungry to work and willing to grow, not those chasing paydays or fleeting fame. So what could Everton really get from Dibbling if they meet Southampton's valuation, rumored to be closer to £35 to £40 million? They'd land a winger with the potential to become a match winner, someone comfortable on the ball who can beat defenders one-on-one, draw fouls in dangerous areas, and create space for teammates. His style? Low center of gravity, sharp change of direction, capacity to drive at defenses, is tailor-made for the wide area role Moyes wants to solidify. In a system that has sometimes lacked penetration, Dibbling's natural flair could inject unpredictability into Everton's attack. There's also a financial calculus. Young English players of genuine promise carry lucrative resale value. If Dibbling flourishes over the next few seasons, Everton could reap a handsome profit later, a model that clubs like Southampton themselves have perfected. Everton's new ownership have made clear they are prepared to invest in sustainable growth. By acquiring a player who is still raw but clearly gifted, they align immediate squad needs with long-term strategic thinking. The tug-of-war is far from over. Southampton will hold firm for a fee that reflects Dibbling's talent and potential. Everton will test their resolve, tweaking terms, perhaps adding performance-related add-ons, sell-on percentages, or guaranteed playing time clauses. In modern transfers, structuring payouts creatively can bridge valuation gaps. Everton might propose an initial lower fee supplemented by significant bonuses for appearances, goals, or England caps. That approach often satisfies selling clubs worried about risk while rewarding them if the player succeeds. Beyond the numbers, there's the human drama. Will Dibbling choose Everton's project over offers from more established outfits? Reports suggest he's keen on a club where he'll play regularly and feel valued, something Everton can promise more readily than a bigger club with a crowded squad. His own priorities, development, game time, trust from management, could tip negotiations in Everton's favor if they craft the right pitch. Nationally, true crime experts weighed in. A former major crimes detective noted that the RCMP's use of polygraphs, digital forensics, and cross-agency collaboration signaled a shift from a standard missing children case to a complex criminal investigation. While police did not officially label it as such, their tactics, especially the repeated RV searches and multiple forensics teams, suggested they suspected human intervention beyond a simple wandering into the woods. In early August, a local drone pilot named Alyssa volunteered to help. She organized a grid of flight paths covering areas too rugged for foot patrol. On one flight, she captured an infrared anomaly beneath a dense canopy, an area previously marked as searched. Ground teams followed up, uncovering only a discarded plastic teabag. But that small success boosted morale. It showed that fresh eyes and fresh technology could still reveal overlooked evidence. Despite these efforts, the family's agony never abated. Daniel posted a video on August 10th, voice wavering, asking viewers to imagine a day without their parents. "Every morning I wake up expecting to hear my kids," he said, "and every morning I wake up to silence." His words resonated with thousands of viewers, driving comments of solidarity and renewed tips. As August waned, the RCMP announced what they call Phase 2 of their investigation, revisiting creeks, abandoned cabins, animal trails, and search grids where no clues had emerged. They also began reviewing the previous 6 months of weather data, logbook entries from local workers, and ferryboat rosters, in case the children, or an unwitting witness, crossed water routes. The case's breadth now spans land, air, sea, and digital realms. While the investigation remains active, one reality stands out. The case will only be solved when someone with knowledge comes forward. If you were on Gairloch Road between April 28th and May 2nd, if you saw an unfamiliar vehicle, heard children's laughter in the woods, or noticed a piece of pink fabric, please call the RCMP Major Crime Unit at 902-896-5060 or Nova Scotia Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. Anonymity is guaranteed. Your memory could be the missing piece that brings Lilly and Jack home. Until then, we will continue to share every credible update. We will analyze every statement, revisit every clue, and support this family in their darkest hours. Subscribers are the lifeblood of this channel. Your views, your shares, your comments keep the story alive in public consciousness. Please continue to talk about Lilly and Jack, investigate with us, and help us turn whispers in the woods into a clear answer that 2 children are safe, sound, and back where they belong.